How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be heading back into What If Cell Was Reincarnated. We last left off in the Buu saga, and if you missed it, then make sure you click the link up above to go ahead and check it out. The like goal was exceeded for the last part as well, so let's see if we can get this part to 900 likes. Huge thanks to all my patrons for helping me out as well. We have Dreadpool, Patrick Sandlin, Mr. Darkness, Josiah Calderon, John Lister, Jared, Robert Gregory, and Andy. You guys are the best. Anyways, let's get right into this video. Lek has been training with Gohan, Goten, and Trunks for the past couple of years, getting stronger and stronger. Lek and Gohan have managed to get far above Fat Buu in terms of power, and with Gohan Super Saiyan 3, he's even over his ultimate form he had in canon. Lek is far above even that with all of his potential. He has perfected his super form, and with this form, he could easily whoop everybody around Earth right now. Goten and Trunks managed to master the Super Saiyan 2 form, but they realized they still weren't anywhere near Lek or Gohan. They've been trying to get that Super Saiyan 3 form like Gohan, but they still aren't strong enough to be able to get it. Luckily though, they've been practicing their fusion, as Gohan decided to teach it to them, that way they can get themselves even stronger. Gotenks is able to get Super Saiyan 3 pretty easily, and with this form, he is able to get on the level of Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. Gohan is still a little bit ahead, but if Gotenks keeps up training himself, he'll be able to reach that level. With the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks around, Gohan and Lek get even stronger. Once Lek introduces the Saiyans to the Cell Juniors, they're all terrified of Gohan because of what he did to them. Luckily though, Gohan is on their side now, and says that as long as they don't get any evil ideas, they'll be fine. The Cell Juniors have amazing potential just like Cell, and get even stronger. Though since they are still small, they don't have the extreme potential of Cell. After all this training with our heroes, we finally move into Battle of Gods. Beerus goes to King Kai's planet as normal, and meets both Goku and Vegeta. I got a few comments saying that Vegeta would have been revived with the Namekian Dragon Balls, but I don't think he would want that exactly. He just wants to train and get stronger, and now that he's dead, and that Goku is there too, he finally has a chance to. Goku convinced King Yama for Vegeta to keep his body, and they've been training together ever since, with Vegeta himself managing to get Super Saiyan 3. Of course, even with two Super Saiyan 3s, they're not able to do anything against Beerus, and Beerus goes off to Earth to see if the Saiyans that are alive can do anything. Once Beerus shows up to Bulma's party, things go pretty smoothly, as there is no Buu to really anger Beerus with the pudding. So the Z-Fighters don't have to fight Beerus. And it's a lot more of a peaceful discussion. Gohan suggests gathering the Dragon Balls and asking Shenron for advice, which is exactly what happens, and the information on the Super Saiyan God is given out. Unfortunately, they really don't have enough Saiyans now, as they need 6 and only have 3. Videl reveals to Gohan that she's pregnant, so maybe this will help. And while it is amazing news, that only leaves them with 4 potential Saiyans. Beerus says he doesn't like to do this much, but he'll be able to get those 2 more Saiyans. Whis summons Goku and Vegeta from Otherworld, and revives them. The 2 are completely shocked as, wait, they're back to life? Without the Dragon Balls? Gohan and the others run over to their parents, so happy to see them again, and happy that they've been returned to life, for good this time. Beerus tells them they can save the tearful reunion for later, and all he wants now is to fight the Super Saiyan God. If they're not able to give that to him, then he'll just kill these 2 again himself. The group think of who to give the God form to, and while Goku would love to get this form, he realizes that the strength of Gohan far exceeds his. And the one to be able to get this form should be Gohan. Gohan decides that he might as well, since he will be the best match against Beerus. The God ritual is performed, and Gohan is given the Super Saiyan God transformation. Gohan has gotten a massive power boost, and this God form of his is much stronger than the one that Goku got in canon. The battle between Beerus would be a great fight, and Beerus would get a much better battle between Gohan compared to Goku, and the arc would end with Beerus still defeating Gohan, but sparing the planet. After this fight, the group gets used to Goku and Vegeta returning, with Trunks and Goten showing off their new fusion and training with their dads. Of course, Goku finally gets to really train with Lek, as he's been wanting to see how powerful Cell can be as a human, and he trains really hard with him. Even with Goku using the Super Saiyan 3 form, Lek is far too powerful in his own super form, and Goku isn't even on his level. This excites Goku, of course, and he trains with Lek and the Cell Juniors to get stronger and stronger, eventually fully mastering Super Saiyan 3 through this training. Of course, Goku and Vegeta do eventually go off-world to train with Beerus and Whis, and Gohan is offered to go too, but he decides to stay on Earth, as he has a job, a wife, and a kid. Lek continues training with Goten and Trunks though on 17's island, and during this time while they're training, they get notified about Frieza's resurrection. Bulma decided to let them all know, as she knows how powerful a kid and his friends have become after these years, and they should be able to be a big help against Frieza and his men. Lek asks 17 if he's going to come along as well, but 17 says he needs to stay behind and protect the island, so he's not going to be going. Lek instant transmissions to Kid and the Juniors over to where Frieza is, and they all get involved in fighting off the soldiers. With the kids here and a lot of Cell Juniors, the soldiers are all taken out in a much faster time than usual. Gohan is the one who goes up to Frieza to try and take him on. And in his base, he isn't able to do much surprisingly, and he has to use Super Saiyan 3 to face off. Frieza battling Gohan is a big fight, and the two actually being equal somewhat. He is of course at full power in his final form, and still having trouble against the Super Saiyan 3, but he doesn't want to go into his golden form yet, as he's been saving that for Goku. Gohan isn't using God either, as he's kind of been slacking off from training once Goku returned. And while he still has some God Ki, it's not enough to be able to access God again. Super Saiyan 3 is unfortunately all he has right now. Lek can see that Gohan is beginning to lose ground, and he's too weak to face off against Frieza the way he is now. So he goes up to face Frieza himself. Gohan asks what Lek is doing, and Lek says that he's the strongest human here right now, and he'll be able to defeat Frieza all by himself. After all, in a past life, he was part Frieza, right? It would be nice to face off with somebody who used to be part of him. Lek transforms into his super form and begins battling it out with Frieza. Surprising the Emperor that this child is even stronger than that Saiyan, and he's actually beating him. This is ridiculous. This kid can't be human. Lek is getting pretty cocky, as this guy was pretty much all talk, and is nothing compared to the perfect human being. Frieza gets very angry now, and isn't going to be taking these insults anymore. Frieza then powers up into his golden form, surprising everybody. Lek is very shocked at this. Frieza can get this power as well? He can make himself golden too? Frieza's confused at this. Wait, this kid doesn't look scared at all. Looks like he's actually just figured out something. Whatever, he's going to be teaching this kid a lesson. Golden Frieza and Lek battle it out, with Frieza having the clear advantage right off the bat, as his golden form boosted his strength into the level of the gods. Lek is still smiling through this, and says that Frieza isn't the only one who is able to get a golden form. Hearing this scares Frieza beyond belief, as like, no, there's no way. Lek says yes way, and powers up, having a golden aura surround him, and he unleashes it all out, having his hair turn a pure golden color. We now have Super Golden Lek. Of course, Lek may be a human now, but he does still have the cells of other fighters, so he of course still has Frieza cells in him. Due to Lek training for so long, he discovered this form in the gap between Buu and the Battle of Gods after training with the Saiyans. He thought that this form was his version of a Super Saiyan at first, but he realized that that couldn't be the case, as that is supposed to be his super form. He always wondered what it was, but now that he can see Frieza as his form as well, he finally realized its origins. He never showed it off to anybody else, since he knew that if he used it, then everybody else would have been beaten in no time, and they would stand no chance. This isn't just a normal golden form too, as Lek transforms into this form while he's already in his super form, which combines these two forms together. This boosts his powers to way over Frieza's, and Frieza is beaten down badly. And even when Frieza manages to land a hit on Lek, it doesn't do anything at all, and it feels like a fly just landed on him. Frieza is kicked around the curb and eventually completely obliterated by Lek, leaving him as the victor. Lek reverts to normal and is very happy with himself. He actually managed to defeat a villain and save the planet. He is the true hero of Earth that he promised he would be. Gohan and the others were just blown away by this power and insanely impressed with him. He managed to kill Frieza in no time flat at all. Gohan is kind of embarrassed too, as after all this time, he was shown up by Lek, and he got a brand new transformation. Well, he managed to lose one. He's going to have to start training with Lek again to actually be able to defend everybody in case a threat like this happens again. Goku and Vegeta had no need to come to Earth to stop Frieza, as Lek was able to handle it. So they stayed with Beerus, honing in their blue forms more and more. Champa would still come to visit them and bring up the idea for the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament. Of course, there are plenty of strong fighters besides Goku and Vegeta around, and Goku knows the first person he is going to ask for help. Lek is contacted immediately about the tournament, and of course he's going to say yes, as he hasn't fought in a tournament in a long while, and it should be really fun. Goten and Trunks are of course with Lek once he is asked, and ask if they can come along as well. Goku and Vegeta are a little worried about letting them join, since they aren't exactly the strongest around. But the two suggest that they fuse together and fight as one being in a tournament, that way they don't have to take up 2 slots. The two don't know if it's against the rules, but it should still count as a fighter, so why not? He just needs to be able to fuse right before the tournament begins. The two are very excited that they're being included, as they finally get to really help out for something. They have 3 days to prepare, so Lek decides to train them extremely hard by practicing on them in his golden form. Goku and Vegeta go to contact Gohan, and while Gohan is reluctant at first, as he has a conference coming up, he finds out Lek is on the team, and realizes he'll probably get stronger and stronger in this tournament as well, and he can't have that. He is still embarrassed enough since Frieza, so maybe he'll participate after all. Gohan says he's going to need to get back into shape though, and asks to tag along with Goku and Vegeta in the time chamber. Which of course would make Goku very happy, as he hasn't really trained with his son in a very long time. Bulma would send in extra food to the boys so they can train in there for 3 years. And again, 3 years is an awfully long time, so during this training, I'm going to say that Gohan would regain access to his God form, and even exceed that into Super Saiyan Blue. We now have a nice and powerful team ahead of us. Though even with Gohan's blue form, Super Golden Lek is growing at a very fast rate, and is currently the strongest on the team. Finally, the group all head off to fight in the tournament. The group don't do rock, paper, scissors for who will fight this time, as the clear person who needs to go first is Gotenks, as he's the only one of them with a time limit. Gotenks faces off against Botamo, and the Fusion has trouble against Botamo's extremely rubbery body that keeps knocking him back. Though, he just uses the Galactic Donuts to trap Botamo, and once these are all wrapped around him, Gotenks rushes at Botamo and pushes him out of the ring, winning his match. Next in comes Frost, with Gotenks wanting to show off to Lek, by showing that they can defeat Frieza as well. Gotenks transforms into his Super Saiyan form to battle it out with Frost, and Gotenks has the clear advantage. He isn't playing around as Frost, he's dealing long combos and heavy hits to really push him around. Gotenks is still very cocky though and ends up being hit by the Poison Needle, being knocked out and disqualified. Everybody is very confused on what happened, but the next to step in would be Gohan to avenge Gotenks. Gohan fights with Frost, very cautious as there's no way he was able to take out a Super Saiyan fusion with just one blow, in the base form that he's in right now. Gohan uses Super Saiyan as well, and eventually sees what took Gotenks out, the Poison Needle. Gohan grabs Frost's arm and lifts it high up for everybody to see, revealing the needle, meaning that Frost is finally disqualified. Before Gotenks can continue his fight though, him being knocked out disturbed the fusion, so they defused a lot faster than they were supposed to, which disqualifies them as well. Gohan continues his fighting though. Gohan is up next against Vegeta, and Vegeta proves to be a hard battle, as he's very durable and not going to be taken down easily. Gohan is getting annoyed at this, and even uses Super Saiyan 3 and try and push Vegeta around, but even that's not working. Gohan would get very annoyed by not being able to do anything, and would eventually say an insult in his last moments of the battle. Surprisingly, this is what worked, and Vegeta is knocked out just by that. Gohan didn't expect that to happen, but hey, it worked, so there we go. Kaba is the next warrior to fight, and Gohan actually feels bad for the kid that he can't go Super Saiyan. And he would try to coach him along on how to get there during this fight. Of course, I don't think Kaba would be able to get it during this fight, since there's no way that Gohan is going to be as ruthless as Vegeta against this random guy. But at least now Kaba knows what to do to access the transformation. Finally, the last opponent enters the arena, the assassin, Hit. Gohan can sense that Hit is far above the rest of the combatants here, and transforms to his God form to see what he can do like this. Hit is able to easily knock Gohan around using his time skip, and Gohan has no idea what is happening. He turns into blue and tries and blast Hit back with his power. It kinda works, and Gohan is able to at least break out of some of the time skip, though it's not quite enough, and he's still very tired from being beaten around in God. Gohan is eventually bested by Hit, and knocked out. Goku is very saddened, as Gohan is stronger than even he was, and he didn't know what to do against this guy, which isn't the best news. Lek says he knows what's going on here, and can be the next best match. Goku is confused, as he didn't see what Hit was doing at all, but Lek did? What's he going to do? Lek enters the ring, transforms into his super form, and then unleashes copies of himself with the multiform. All of the Lek clones launch Hit, and one is smacked right in the face, suddenly going flying out of the arena. The others go in as well, and are all eventually knocked away. Luckily, none of these were the real Lek, and he is able to go back, as he sees exactly what is happening now. Somehow, this dude is moving so fast it's like he's skipping time itself to catch up with him. He understands now, and says to beat this guy, he's going to have to move faster than even time itself. Lek roars and unleashes his Super Golden Transformation, which actually makes Hit pretty nervous. This isn't just any ordinary power like those Saiyans, this is something much different and much more dangerous. Super Golden Lek fires multiple death beams at Hit, which he's able to dodge, though once he does, Lek instant transmissions behind him, and Dynamite kicks him right in the side of the head, sending him flying in the opposite direction. Lek fires a Kamehameha at him, which he manages to narrowly avoid by time skipping. But again, narrowly, so Lek is able to rush up very fast and continue his assault. Lek is far too powerful now, and able to best Hit on pretty much every aspect of the fight. Hit's time skip doesn't matter anymore either, since Lek is so far above him in terms of power that the time skip is cancelled out completely. Hit is defeated very quickly by Lek, and the tournament is won. Goku and Vegeta are very disappointed that they didn't get to go in and fight at all. Though Goku is very happy that the next generation is able to win this tournament all by themselves, which is something he wanted them to do. Gohan is impressed with Lek's fighting and isn't embarrassed this time at all, since he really did try his best, and he only lost since this guy had a move he knew nothing about. The Universe 6 Earth is restored as normal, and Universe 7 team returns back to Earth to continue training for the next battle. Now, before we wrap this up, we all know what the next arc is. It's the Goku Black arc. Now, obviously, Zamasu never saw Goku fight at all in this tournament, so he's not going to be taking his body. Though there are two people in this tournament, he's contemplating taking the bodies of Gohan or Lek. This is an option I'm going to be leaving up to you guys who are watching this video. Make sure you think carefully before choosing as well, since this will drastically change the events of Part 4. If Zamasu takes Gohan's body, Lek isn't really going to feature in the arc very much. And if Lek's body is taken, Gohan isn't really going to feature in the next arc. So, pick your poison. And let me know down below in the comments which person Zamasu should take control of, Gohan or Lek. Though we're going to be saving that though for next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed seeing Super Golden Lek, and what he'll get into in the future. Remember, if we get this video to around 900 likes, I'll begin working on Part 4. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and until we meet again you guys, see you later!